Hey guys, and welcome back to our first generation family farm on the WT Farm Girl channel. If you caught our video last week, then you know that we have a new crop that we are trying out this year. It's not going to be easy and it's going to be a long process. So today we are going to be looking at creative ways to water our crop. Sometimes you have to go to extreme measures to make your own rain. And of course, being that this is a first generation farm and we don't take too many days off, we are getting this done on Mother's Day. What have you guys done for Mother's Day? What was your favorite thing that you've done for your mother or someone did for you? Put in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. But that's not all. We also have several other projects we're going to be doing. If you are not already subscribed, head down here and hit the subscribe button and click the bell. Then you can stay tuned for all of the upcoming videos. Anyway, let's go take a look. Yep, another skylight bit the dust. Our barn was not assembled by very competent builders, so they didn't secure down the skylights very well. Over the course of time, the wind just begins to break them apart. So Erik was up on the roof yet again, putting in a new piece. As if that wasn't bad enough, the cat decided to climb the ladder after him, at which point I managed to chase him back down before he hit the top rung and began running around like a psychopath on the top. If you've never seen a cat climb a ladder, they're very skilled at it, especially this one. His name is Tut. Unfortunately, we had run out of clear skylight panel pieces, so Erik, being fed up with the clear skylight panel pieces, decided just to stick a piece of extra sheet metal over the top. Yep, it means the barn will now be darker, but it's one less skylight panel to have to worry about. It's also quite heavy, and I had to run over and help grab the blowing piece. If he's looking more confident, it's because he is. This isn't his first time doing this. No, this is his second time doing this. The first time adding sheet metal to the top. It took a lot of finagling to get it underneath the ridge cap. And Erik's not a fan of heights, and neither am I, but I'm not going to crawl on the roof. Yeah. But I give him credit. He crawled up there. It's on this end, it's 16 feet, and I think in the center, it's 20 feet. So it's not for the faint of heart. But he managed to get it worked in after lots of effort and lots of sweat. Wait. What's that, you say? You want to see the first go-round at it? Well, here you go. This was the first time we did the repair on the roof all the way back last fall, right after we got the barn loaded with hay.
So I had to climb on that thing to get the rope over.
Why?
Because I couldn't get a hard enough throw from the ladder. I didn't feel secure enough. So I climbed over that and was standing on the black bars and like leaning up against the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it did seem like that the ladder didn't give you enough leverage.
High, but then when you're like looking down through there, it's like, whoa. Okay, now we gotta help me lower this down. You get back farther.
I
Go
get
back
back
farther.
further, but you're the tall person.
Alright, so we have a tree climbing harness, which is what it's designed to be used for. So Erik's going to attach himself to the TYM over here with an emergency rope.
Safety line.
Safety line. Safety first.
That's right. Oh, jeez.
Alright, turn around and show the camera.
Keep doing that, you're gonna be going up there. You're the one that's got the fancy harness.
So we actually did call some pole barn repair people, actually the same person that repaired it before, and haven't heard back. And that's been a couple of days. So we have rain coming tomorrow.
The last time the guy did it, he said it sucked.
Probably so. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. So everybody give this video a thumbs up for Erik. I don't know if I can catch it. Hey. Wow. Do you have any last words?
Not really.
Pumpernickel? Fart?
Nickel?
Fart muffin?
Barfendoodle?
Good for you. Despite the barn being only 8 years old, we have replaced a total of 3 skylights, and I'm sure the others are close behind. What do you guys do for skylights in your barn? Do you have skylights or do you use side lights? I don't like artificial light bulb lights. They take a while to light stuff up. What do you guys prefer for your barns? I'm curious. Let me know down below. Hey, happy Mother's Day. We got projects going on as usual. Let's go. Alright, so today we are going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. We are going to drain out all the water from our drainage pond out front, while also making productive use of that water by filling this brand spanking new 275 gallon tote full of yucky, gross pond water. This is going to be devoted just to watering trees and trees. We'll see how this goes. We got a brand new pump from Harbor Freight, a whole new system. We're gonna see how this works. I'm not sure how close Erik wants me to get. Oh, Erik got wet already. What? It was a little deeper than you thought?
Huh?
It was deeper than you were expecting?
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't suck the grass in and then
Well,
clog up our...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You almost need like a pre-filter, like a big colander. Why don't you go all the way out into the middle? Just take your boots off. You can go barefoot. Yeah, that's definitely right in the grass. We did get the extra warranty on it, so... Wait, where's the discharge ends?
Right here.
Are you gonna connect that?
Yeah, we gotta prime it.
Whoa, thank you for that one. Just walked right behind me all wet. Alright, so this is the time to post your comments on how you think this is gonna go. It's a nice day. It's gonna be 85, I guess, this week. In May. It's crazy. Oh, there she is, back out swimming.
Probably back this up a little, I guess.
Man, this
She's
is...
probably gonna straighten out.
I hope so. Maybe. I think. Let's see if we can pull this a little more straight on the back end. Oh, she's out on the island. On a side note, if you guys buy one of these or a generator, they do not come filled with gasoline or oil, so you have to make sure to add both. There it goes. Sure you have them on the right
I
side?
think they're backwards. What's this outlet? Maybe that's that. Oh, inlet's right here. Dude.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that looks a little more promising. Oh, watch out, watch out. The what?
This thing fucking kinks, bro. It's like,
It's like a live snake.
I didn't want to get whapped in the face with it.
Man, that thing felt fast. Look at that.
You need to move it up here, though.
Why? Oh, okay. Okay, it's pretty much drained out, so now we are going to fill it. Do you want me to close it? Okay. Alright, hold on. So Erik was saying that it has more pressure when it's straight versus kinked, so okay. This is a fertilizer solution hose. Oh, that's gushing out pretty good. You might have to slow that down a little bit.
See the flow.
Okay. So it's probably just a little bit off. So this style of watering worked pretty good. We were able to water 2 rows at once, and it was pretty effective. But we soon found out that it just wasn't giving enough water to the trees, especially with our new drought that was happening. So we had to come up with a more effective way of dousing the trees. So we came up with this, and it works pretty good. But of course, you can only do 1 row at a time. And we will empty this entire container on just 1 row. So that's a total of 19 fill-ups of these 275-gallon containers for the whole lot of Christmas trees. All right, well, it wouldn't be a pre-season hay season unless I was running around like a crazy person trying to get something done. The Christmas trees are good, but of course, springtime is always our busy season, and planting Christmas trees takes a lot of time. I thought the fields would be okay. They're not. They took a pretty heavy hit last year, and I'm gonna have to run some soil samples this spring and see what's happening, but it's looking really, rough. They need a lot of manure really to kick them into gear, and we just haven't been able to get enough manure down. We tried this year, but as you know, things with Dumpy didn't go as planned. So every time we try to put effort into the field, it just comes back to bite us. And if that wasn't bad enough, all of my customers are chomping at the bit to get their hands on first cutting hay. Last year, I sold out the minute it hit the ground. Over wintertime, I was able to pick up a steady stream of customers, all of whom want their hay this year. So that means I am completely sold out and I don't even know what I'm going to produce yet. That's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Because we started the Christmas tree farm, that means that we didn't put as much emphasis into planting one of our fields that had teff last year. And the front field, which we normally would try to harvest, we won't be because it's full of Christmas trees. So I finally just broke down and decided to do it. I bought some Timothy haygrass seed with the hopes of maybe getting something out of this. After talking with the guys down at our local Cedar Springs feed mill, this particular variety of Timothy is both an early growing and a water tolerating variety. So the two sites that really need help because the orchard grass is just struggling really bad, they're wetter areas. One of the biggest hurdles I was facing with this field right here was it was our old teff grass field. So all of that teff grass that I didn't get cut last year and was about 10 inches tall was now dead chaff on the ground, which makes seeding a little tricky. So I decided to put this landscape rake, yard rake, I don't know what you call it. It's a rake of some sort. It goes on the back of the tractor. I'm going to see if I can rake off the dead grass and bring up all the thatch. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that I had my stop set on my 3 points because I had the box blade on it earlier. And so it's not making as much contact as I was expecting. It's not even pulling anything off. So I decided to give it another pass and lower it down a little bit more and put it to the correct depth. And then at that point, it did a pretty decent job of pulling up the chaff. I was hoping it would collect it and then I could dump it somewhere. And it did a little bit, but then I realized it was just putting it back down on the ground. I did a couple more passes and then realized that this probably wasn't the best way to go. But it was doing a great job of roughing up the ground. Which got me thinking, why not just seed the ground first and then go through and rough it up and all of that dirt and chaff can sit on top of the seed. You know, get a little bit more time effective because I'd need to work the seed into the ground anyway. And well, I was running out of time, or rather daylight, and we were supposed to get rain that night. So I had to get this done as soon as possible. Every year we try to go through and overseed our hay fields in the fall to prevent die-off. Our orchard grass has a lifespan of about 5 years, so we are at the 5-year mark this year. We actually sold our cedar a couple years back because we weren't very happy with it, but we never replaced it. So we've been in the situation where we've had to rent cedars and they didn't work, they didn't get the seed down. And then last fall, I ran into the issue of not being able to purchase my normal orchard grass seed because it was sold out because of a bad hay season. So now our hay fields are probably at about 50% capacity right now as far as hay on the ground, as far as grass growing. So that really puts us in a bind this year when we have hay customers that really need to get that specific type of hay because their horses are nutritionally dependent on it. And this field right here will hopefully go either to my horses or my goat customers, who also really enjoy our hay and don't necessarily have to have the orchard grass. I'm just grasping for straws right now, trying to get some good quality grass for my horses and my customers' horses. And we might end up having to buy some low-cost round bales to rebale and sell to my goat customers. but that's just one more thing to do. So if you guys have recommendations for cedars to look at or cedars to try, we're looking for no-till varieties. Ideally something that we can buy used under $5,000. That's about our budget. Our neighbor actually, after I did all of this, I realized he has a PTO-driven broadcast cedar. I didn't even think of that. I could have asked him to borrow it, but, you know, didn't think of it. If you guys have used that for orchard grass seed or Timothy seed, let me know down below what kind of results you had with it. We do have a coulter packer I could pull behind, but wish me luck with this Timothy grass seed. I'm just going to give you a hint that it doesn't get much better a couple weeks later with this, but you'll find out in a little bit. And yes, I literally seeded this entire 2.5 acre field by hand in a bucket. I basically ran a pattern on the field where I'd walk 12 steps off the edge of the field straight out, walk 4 steps directly parallel to the edge of the field, and then 12 steps back to the edge. And I kept repeating this back and forth pattern. Once I did the whole perimeter, then I would walk 24 steps. So I wouldn't seed the first 12, and then I would seed the last 12. And then pretty much I could eyeball where my 12 steps were and where my 24 steps were. And then after I was done throwing seed across the entire field, which took a couple hours, I went through with a rake again and just raked the entire field. So I raked all of that seed in and then prayed for rain, which we are still waiting for 2 weeks later. This is only 2.5 acres. I'm really hoping it's going to produce something much better than what we got from the test field. So what I ended up finding was that the rake really does a good job of roughing up the ground and flipping dirt over. So after I got to thinking, I'm like, you know, I should just put the seed down and then go over it with the rake, which will basically, I mean, it just basically works everything in. Like even a lot of this chaff that I was worried about, it pretty much just kind of flips it over, gets some good ground contact with a lot of it. Some of it I didn't hit very good. Like this one, I probably totally missed this. That was on a turn, so yeah. But most of it turned out pretty good. You can see like right through here. Yeah, so the idea is that the grass seed also will get kind of fluffs up and then fall down into the ground in case it landed on top of the stuff. So hopefully it fell on down, but I don't know. Time will tell, but we got it all done. It took several hours just for this little field. My dog is back to running again. I had planned on stuffing her in the house so that she wouldn't chase the tractor, except right as I was going up to the house the first time, she decided to roll in some mud. So she couldn't come in the house. Anyway, I guess we'll revisit this in 5 to 7 days and see how it's doing. In the meantime, maybe I can go up and check my other field and see how that one's doing. I think this year is definitely, well, this spring was the year for Timothy. A lot of fields that I see are doing really, really well are fields of Timothy. Because of all the rain, it should thrive, I think. More so than the orchard grass, which is pretty grumpy right now. All right, let's go home. Oh, Man, it's not even summer and already there is a lot going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any other helpful suggestions, go ahead and put them down below. It kind of sounds like we're all on the same track with how to get this accomplished. But as usual, you guys always have some really creative ideas. So if there's anything that we missed, comment down below. We'll take a look into it. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Love you. Take care. Bye.